Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Today, I want to talk to you. I want to give you one specific call to action. One thing I want you to do today. So this episode is short so that you can listen to it again, twice if you need to, and then get to writing, thinking, and dreaming. So today we're going to talk about just giving yourself permission to dream and the importance of writing that down and really dreaming without limitation. And so it starts with that question for you. When was the last time that you sat down and dreamed without limitations, without thinking about, well, how would that be possible? Or that no one I know has ever done this, or I don't even have the resources, or this just doesn't make sense. Y'all, all the things in this world that have happened that seemed impossible, didn't seem to make sense, have happened because someone dared to dream beyond what they could see without knowing what the roadmap looked like. It's me talking to you right now in this share is a result of dreaming without limitation. So, and I'm in the midst of doing that, even for things that I see for the future. So I want you to understand, in particular, that realist who's listening, I want you to ask if being a realist in this situation when you're thinking about your life is hindering you. You know, your reality right now is not your limit. So when I ask you, I want you to really think, when was the last time that you dreamed without limitations, that you allowed yourself to tap into your desires for you, for your life? When you close your eyes and then you envision like how you want to live, what do you want to see? What do you want to smell? What do you want to feel? All those things that excite the senses. Like, what is it that you see for yourself? And this isn't a one and done thing. This is something that I want to invite you to make a practice and really allow yourself to do without putting the brakes on, saying, that's not possible. Oh, I'm however too young, too old, too whatever. Nothing is impossible. I really need you to at least in this phase, believe that, so that the things that can happen for you can actually happen. But if you are the cap, if you are the glass ceiling, if you are the hindrance, if you are the person who puts the period where there should be a comma or there is another paragraph to be added to the story, then you won't get to ever discover that. And so the point of this episode is, I've just been thinking about this lately, and I see how important it is inviting you to dream again, particularly in a time where it may feel like everything is going on and it's too much, it's too heavy, it's too much loss, it's too much grief, it's too much sadness, it's too much sickness, it's too much X, Y, or Z. This is the time for the dreamers to rise up, right? This is the time to not give in to what may be happening externally and to really honor yourself and the desires that are within you by putting them out there. So today is the day because I want to talk to you about the importance and the power of writing out what you want, being as specific as you can be without limiting yourself to, but how will that happen? Or I don't have the blank for that. Dreaming isn't asking you to make sense of the how, right? Dreaming is not asking you to make sense of the how, because this is the part that is most important in what I'm going to ask you to do. It's so important. I keep saying without limitation because I know the human mind and how it works. And that's what happens. You're going to dream within your bubble, within your sphere. You might let yourself go 1 to 2 spheres out. I want you to take all the spheres off, right? You have to let go of the negative voice or the quote unquote voice of reasons that says, no one in my family has done this. No one I know has experienced this. No one I know has the resources for this. I don't know X, Y, or Z. What does that have to do with you and your life? Absolutely nothing. So give yourself permission to dream and write out what you see. This isn't a contract. It's allowed to change if you like. You're allowed to change and evolve, right? The point of this episode is to invite you to make space today, because I know it's easy to put this off and make this a weekend project or on my next break project. We're not doing that, right? We're not going to delay living life. We're not going to delay living your life. We're not going to delay desire. We're not going to delay dreaming. We are not doing that. Okay. So to make silence of the ongoings of your day to day, I want to ask you to do this today. Find a place, find a time with quiet, and ask yourself, what do I want to experience in this lifetime? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? How do I want to feel? All these things. What do I want? What do I want to experience, feel, do, put out into the world, receive? What, not only that you want to put out, but what do you want to receive? Not only what you want to receive, but what you want to put out. And you don't need to write in full sentences, and it only needs to make sense to you, right? This isn't going to be a public declaration. There is so much good that comes from tapping into what you want, including those things that feel big, impossible. Like, those are my favorite things. And I haven't always been at the place where I was like willing to write out these things. I was very practical and write out the things that I can lay out the steps for. But then that limited me. I was limiting myself and my life. And at the end of it, who knows how many things I will have missed out if I didn't tap into this. And so I want to invite you to do it as well, because, day after day, we hear stories of people who did what looked like it was going to be impossible. This is where that starts. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today.
Hello, it's just Stacey here again, leaving another review because Shantae's planning methods have been so life-changing. I followed the steps in her recent podcast on planning your months with the tone method, and what a difference it made to my month. Having one focus for the month really made a difference. So my January was focused on making my home environment an organized and joyful place to spend my time. So normally I would just write a to-do list of all the jobs around the house, and I would just be overwhelmed by the end of the first day, and I'd go, too many things, too big a list, it's just not happening. But by making it a focus for a month and spreading out the tasks, it really made it very manageable. So now it's February and my home is still clean and everything has its own spot. It was hard work at times, but being able to just enjoy my space has been a huge blessing and relief. So thank you, Shantae, for your fab resources. Each month I'm just picking one focus because it's really, really a game changer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacey. If you want to know the episode she is referring to, it is episode 45, which we will link in the show notes to today's episode at besttodayguide.com/56. That is teaching you how to preview your month. What I love about this is she's showing how all of our resources and tools align and work and blend so beautifully and harmoniously. She took what she learned in the podcast episode 45, how to preview your month, and then apply that to how we teach Clean One Room, how to actually go through and stop cleaning your house all the time, how to clean one room at a time, and then set it with a reset routine and realize the peace that brings into your home. And how it then allowed her the space to make plans, with the plans be done. It's just what I love. It's just all works so beautifully together. The resources here on the podcast, the physical resources that we have, our online program. So if you have not taken advantage of those, I want you to go to besttodayguide.com/quiz. Take the quiz to find out what's the best thing for you to work on next or first, and get started today. We're going to link to everything that Stacey referenced and mentioned in the show notes today, which is at besttodayguide.com/56. Stacey, thank you so much for being just a beautiful example of what it looks like to live your life one today at a time, really exemplifying the principles that we teach and taking everything that we put out there and taking what you need and really going and doing the work. It is such a wonderful thing to watch. So thank you so much to you, Stacey, and to you all listening. Go to besttodayguide.com/56 for all the links referenced in today's episode, or go take the quiz at besttodayguide.com/quiz. Oh, and let me say this. Go listen to episode 45 because we're about to enter into a new month at the time that this is being aired. So go listen to episode 45 so you can tone your upcoming month, and learn how to actually preview your month every single month with a very simple method. Again, that's episode 45, which you can just tap back wherever you're listening now to episode 45. We'll also link it in today's show notes, besttodayguide.com/56. So my call to action, I told you it's going to be short, for you today is to dream, to write, and write a lot. Write everything that comes to your mind. Don't, even if you have to go back and scratch things out, you're like, okay, no, not that. I just want you to enjoy the freedom of the pen to paper and write down every single thing that comes to mind when you think about what you want for you, for your work, for your business, for your relationships, whichever of these relate to your life. For your health. We begin this process in the Best Today Guide briefly with encourage you to write down and think and dream. And I want you to understand how important this is and be as specific as you can in the places where you have specifics. If there's a specific color, a specific scent, a specific destination, a specific experience, write that down. I have found that writing what I want helps me to narrow my focus. It helps me to prune what isn't going to get me there or isn't aligned. It helps me to really see like, oh, I want that. Okay. I didn't even realize I did want that. And if I want that, that means this over here doesn't matter. Or if I want that, here's some of the things I could start doing. Here's some of the things I could just start thinking about it, visualizing, learning more about it, planning. It reminds me of who I need to be to get there. And it makes me more connected to that messy middle, the work that may be hard and challenging, uncomfortable, because I know that messy middle is connected to something that I really want. It's what helps me to get through it. It's a necessary brick on the road to where I want to get to the things I want to have. And I just keep paving one brick at a time. And the writing is the beginning of that. And I really want you to take time today. And what I hope you'll understand and find is that the more you do this, the more you'll be in the middle of your day and you'll start dreaming, and it will become like a natural thing. And you can continue to add to this and start to kind of live in that and find joy. And don't throw away the potential for so much immense joy by creating this story of why it can't be for you or what ifs. Don't destroy these beautiful life moments and just the joy from dreaming. Like, you don't be the cloud on your own, day out at the park, because that's usually what happens. It's not that someone else comes and rains on your parade. It's you come in and rain on the parade, and you cancel it before it even starts. So I want you to write down what you want. That is the call to action for this episode, understanding the importance of dreaming. And notice I'm saying write it down. Don't type it out. Write it down. There is a connection that is made. There's an honesty between pen and paper that I have not found to be between two other mediums. It's so fantastic. It's your mind, it's your hand, it's that paper, it's that pen, it's that pencil. When it becomes engaged, it's something magical that happens. So write this down in your journal, in your Best Today Guide, on a sheet of paper that you're going to hang in a place for you to see daily. Just keep it in a place where you can come back and add to it, and two, you won't lose it. Okay. I want you to write freely and without fear, without questioning how it's going to happen, without thinking about how you don't have or feel like you don't have something. This is just the writing and the being honest phase. This isn't the practical, how we're going to get there phase, right? There's a time for that. But today we're talking about the very first step, and that is the dreaming and the writing and not limiting yourself. I would love to hear some of the things that you write down. So please come over into the Best Today community and share with me. And if you're not in our online community, the Best Today community, you can go to besttodaycommunity.com or besttodayguide.com and click the community button at the top. Inside, our fantastic community is an actively engaged group of women from all across the world at different ages and stages of life who are connected in our commitment to living a life of intention, who are connected in our commitment to showing up for one another and ourselves, being present in the way that makes sense for us. We have weekly co-working hours working together. We have our monthly calls where we get together and answer questions and share. And there are private workshops that I teach only for the community. It is the best place to be on the interwebs because it's a safe place. And you can also access it through our app, which is available on Android and Apple phones. I can't say enough fantastic things about the Best Today community. I am biased, but come and join us. Let's talk about this conversation. Join us if you're not already. It's a safe space for women at besttodaycommunity.com. I'm going to let you get to dreaming and writing, and I'm going to continue to do this practice in my own life as well. If you have any questions, go look at the show notes. I'll have everything linked to today's show notes at besttodayguide.com/56. All right, I'll let you get to writing. So thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and you are worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you already have everything you need to have everything you want. It's just tapping into the next step, the next thing, okay? And this dream is going to be a part of that. So right now, I want you to go on and shout it out as you live it out. As I say at the end of every episode, this is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you again on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.